Broadcasting live from Ramunap Ruins on the plain of Amonkhet. Welcome to Tap Tap Concede. Graham here.
Cameron here.
And Kathleen here.
Yes, Ramunap Ruins, because we were just actually, before we came live, just talking about decks from the Pro Tour. And Ramunap Red is the name of the new red deck, because it sort of beats in for a whole bunch of damage, and then when they stabilize and you can't get through anymore, then you take them out with Ramunap Ruins.
Right,
just sacking deserts.
Also, that thing taps for color. Like, I'd heard Ramunap Ruins was actually kind of a big deal for the Eldrazi decks because it was functionally a dual.
Yeah, because it taps for
colorless.
Yeah,
colorless or pings you to tap for red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. We're recording this on the Friday, and the Pro Tour started last night at 5 p.m. So today on Tap Tap Concede, we're going to be talking about a couple different things. Some new cards that have been revealed, some stuff about Unstable, and some sort of general Wizards news. It's just sort of like an update episode. But first, of course...
Yeah, because lots of new stuff has come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's exciting news in Magical Land.
Yeah. But first, we'll do a crack a pack. But before that, very quickly, a reminder that Tap Tap Concede is brought to you by CardKingdom.com. Go to CardKingdom.com/LRR for all of your Card Kingdomly needs. They'll ship sealed product anywhere in the U.S., singles anywhere in the world, and they're so fast and great, and their customer service is awesome. And that's why we work with them, because we think they're great.
They're a good company too.
Yeah, and using the /LRR lets them know that we sent you, and you can tell them that we sent you, and also say "button, please," and they'll give you a little 1-inch button with a custom design on it. And the current design, I believe, is still I have 12x removals. So check that out if you're interested. I had another salty Go opponent the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
They got real mad that I was drawing cards that they were mad at me for top decking when I had a Sunset Pyramid and was drawing 2 cards every turn. It's like it's not
really top decking.
It's not top decking. Also, they were like, "Oh, and you're so slow," and I was like, I'm like 4 minutes ahead of you on clock." Like,
also, I'm drawing twice as many cards as you, so I have so many more decisions to make.
Yeah, exactly. So. The 12x removals was from a very salty Go opponent we fought. It was fun.
What was but the best part about that opponent was his username, right? It was a D&D character, and he's just like tilted out against Graham. Like he's on full, like he has gone a 180. He is hovering upside down underneath his desk, spewing steam.
And I thought I recognized the name, so I looked up the name, and it's a D&D character, and it's like known for being calm and cool and collected, and never letting their emotions get the better of them. And I was like, that's funny. Anyway,
irony.
Roll that die, and let's get ourselves a pack to crack. Well, bam. Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
It is a 3.
Ooh.
1, 2.
Hey!
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Hey, how topical for today.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about some Unstable later on. So this was given to us by John Levy at PAX West 2016. Thank you, John. And this is Unhinged. This was the with the sort of the kind of the papery booster packs. Gleemax on the front of it. And we're going to start with Fascist Art Director. 1 white for a 2/2 human horror. Fascist art director, and for white, fascist art director gains protection from the artist of your choice until end of turn. Because of course, Unhinged had the art matters sub theme. For those unaware who are maybe newish to Magic, this Unhinged is a silver bordered set following Unglued, and it's full of jokes. Like it's draftable, you can play it, but it's a comedy set, and there's a new one coming. Unstable in December, and again we'll talk about that in a little bit. I can't remember who specifically this is supposed to be, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on the background of this one as well.
No skulls ever.
No skulls. A-list artists who do exactly what I say, get on the list and might even get to eat. B-list artists who think they know how to draw. Looking out the window is prohibited today. Next one. Moniker Mage. 2 and a white for a 2/2 human wizard. Activated ability for a blue and say your middle name. Moniker Mage can't be the target of spells or abilities this turn. For a blue and say opponent's middle name, Moniker Mage gains flying until end of turn.
Huh.
You got to know your opponent's middle name.
Ooh.
Tricky. Oh yes, also there was a Donkey Tribal. So next card is Badass. 2 black for a 3.5/1. Half.
I don't think they'll do the half life.
No, it's actually really annoying.
Yeah.
Creature donkey zombie for 1 and a black and growl. Regenerate badass.
That's not bad.
Badass wanders the land in search of good ass. Mana Flare. Flair. Very nice. 1 and a red instant. Add red to your mana pool for each non-land permanent by the artist of your choice.
Oh, look at the artist credit.
Paolo, that's actually me, Parente.
So I guess that's a self-portrait there we have on the card.
Yep.
And
the flavor text is a haiku. What began as black has slowly shifted to red. Fickle color pie. Because, of course, there's a real card called Mana Flare, Flare. Yeah. Super Size. This is not bad, actually. 1 and a green instant. Target creature gets +3.5/+3.5 until end of turn. You want Mize with that? Wow.
What a magic joke.
Yeah.
yeah, deep cut.
Oh, here we go. See, I mentioned art matters. Circle of Protection, art. 1 and a white for an enchantment. As Circle of Protection art and comes into play, choose an artist. And then activated ability. For 1 and a white, the next time a source of your choice by the chosen artist would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. And for 1 and a white, return Circle of Protection art to its owner's hand if you want to reset what artist. Speaking of art, it's the Artful Looter who's making a break for it.
With a picture of Merfolk Looter.
Huh.
Oh my god, you're right.
is,
I missed that completely. That's so good. 2 and a blue for a 1/2 human wizard. Tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever a permanent comes into play that shares an artist with another permanent you control, untap Artful Looter.
That seems really good.
That seems great.
Yeah.
That's my first pick.
Priceless pick pilfered, painting found abandoned in graveyard.
Oh God. Because you draw something and then pitch it into your graveyard to reanimate. Yeah.
Farewell to Arms.
Oh, wow. That hard.
Yep. 1 black for an enchantment. As Farewell to Arms comes into play, choose a hand attached to an opponent's arm. When the chosen hand isn't behind its owner's back, sacrifice Farewell to Arms. If you do that, player discards his or her hand of cards. The lawyers wouldn't let us do it the other way. So they have to keep their hand behind their back. If at any point they do not... If at any point they bring their hand out from behind their back, you sacrifice this, but then they pitch 2 cards. Or no, their whole hand. Sorry, they pitch their whole hand. That's dangerous. Next, Dumbass. 2 and a red. Donkey Barbarian. It's a 3.5/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, target opponent chooses whether Dumbass attacks this turn.
Huh.
Envying the intelligence of goblins is a bad place to be. You see all the barbarians are running into battle and the dumbass is distracted by a butterfly. There's butterflies all over the card. Keeper of the Sacred Word. 2 and a green for a 2/3 human druid. As Keeper of the Sacred Word comes into play, choose a word. Whenever an opponent says the chosen word, Keeper of the Sacred Word gets +3/+3 until end of turn.
Oh, I would totally say... I would totally choose 2, like T-O. So you can't even say, go to attacks.
Move attacks.
Yeah.
It's not perfect system.
I don't know. Or maybe just
like
attack.
He has all these talismans with different words on them. Like you, take, at, go, play, land.
Yeah.
The one he has around his neck says the. The flavor text is also like 3-point font that says this is not a subliminal message.
Oh, wow. When did this set come out?
I don't know. 2004.
This is very early 2000s humor.
Save life. At the municipal mana pool, according to that life preserver. It's a single white mana instant. Choose 1. Target player gains 2.5 life, or prevent the next 2.5 damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. With a gotcha, whenever an opponent says save or life, you may say gotcha, which was a mechanic from this set. If you do, return save life from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah. This reminds me of the Elvish, is it Elvish Ranger? The Therese Nielsen
Oh, yeah.
character? I don't know if it's meant to be the same character. Symbol status. 2 green for a sorcery. Put a 1/1 colorless expansion symbol creature token into play for each different expansion symbol among permanents you control. And you'll note on this card there are dancing versions of Mercadian Masks. I think that's Invasion.
Or is
5th
that
edition.
Oblivion?
Onslaught?
This is Visions.
Visions, Fallen Empires.
Alliances. Because the dragon there is holding the flag from Alliances.
Oh, yeah. Then that's Urza's Destiny is the Erlenmeyer flask.
And the dark is the moon in the background.
Yeah.
Also notice that the expansion symbol on this actual card
Is dancing?
has a body.
Yeah.
It's the Elvish Ranger, by the way.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
The I think we've read this one before. The flavor text on symbol status is everyone break into teams. Weaponry, you're with me. Nature group, meet by the palm tree. Stoneworks and metalworks, follow the anvil. Everyone helps gather around the giant V, attributed to the Sword of Caldra.
From Mirrodin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working stiff is 1 and a black for a 2/2 mummy.
Wow, mummies. So relevant again.
Except I guess it would be Oracle to Zombie now. As Working Stiff comes into play, straighten your arms. When you bend an elbow, sacrifice Working Stiff.
That's not enough for a 2/2. That's not enough for a bear.
Yeah.
Although I guess bears in black was like legendary at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because we only started getting good bears in black like recently.
That's true. The first one was Walking Corpse in Innistrad.
Yeah, and people were like, oh,
Yeah.
a 2/2 for 2?
In black?
With a relevant subtype?
Yeah. Huh?
Still a mummy.
Still a mummy. Interesting. All right. Our full art land is a swamp.
Oh.
Ooh.
Very nice. These are not silver bordered. This is the reason people buy these packs is for these cards. The islands mostly. And our rare is Drawn Together, which I have not seen. 2 white for an enchantment. As Drawn Together comes into play, choose an artist. Creatures by the chosen artist get +2/+2. My Pete Venters theme deck is nearly complete. Then I will be unstoppable. Blah, ha, 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 ha. Pete Venters. Art on this card by Pete Fear Me Venters. And he's got, what's on the thing here? A Volshock, somebody, Lurgoyf, some Gaia's Avenger, Atog.
Yeah.
There's Kavu.
Yeah.
Okay, not that I feel like obviously there's maybe, it's silly to critique that. I don't like that one of the main mechanics in the set requires you to read a tiny piece of text you never read.
The
artist credit?
Yeah.
Like,
I read the artist credit.
no, but like in game states, right?
Yeah.
You're not like, oh yeah.
Cool,
I don't know, I'm trying to think of a Pete Venters.
He's done a lot of cards.
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of silver bordered cards and goofy stuff, that actually works out amazingly that we got that we rolled that one. The big news is that Flowrida is playing HasCon. So, congratulations everybody going to HasCon. I don't know why Flowrida is playing, but
because Flowrida
riding dirty.
Because Flowrida got
that was Chameleonaire.
That was Chameleonaire?
Yeah.
Who's Flowrider?
He did that song with Kesha.
Oh.
But where Kesha was uncredited?
No, she was like Flowrida feat Kesha, right?
Oh.
Like, because she was singing the chorus. She wasn't uncredited.
Anyway, did like the right round, the
Dead or Alive.
Oh, right.
Cover
Down.
remake.
Yeah, sample.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flowrida also, gotta make payments on his house, that kind of thing. Flowrida ain't gonna turn down a good paycheck. Also, I believe he skews young, like his fan base, so HasCon is not out of the blue for him.
I guess it seems kind of weird for Hasbro, but
If you're expecting a lot of like 12 to 14-year-olds to be there because like it's for like Transformers and Barbie and My Little Pony and stuff, yeah. I believe those children will know who Flowrida is and embrace his hits and be able to name them.
By the way, if you're unaware, HasCon, or Hasbro Convention, is it's a con happening in September in Rhode Island, which is where Hasbro head office is, at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. And it's basically, it's like a convention for all of the Hasbro properties. So yeah, Transformers, My Little Pony, Magic, D&D,
Barbie.
Barbie, you just mentioned another one. Anyway, and yeah, it's like a
Monopoly.
It's like an enthusiast convention for that sort of stuff, and there's a bunch of Magic stuff happening there. One of the things they're doing is it's a little frustrating because it's like a week after PAX West. So yeah, some people have been asking if we're going to be there. There's like an outside chance that maybe, but we're probably not going to be because it's like a week after PAX West.
Yeah, and like it's been a busy summer for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't bank on it. But among the other things that they're doing is Iconic Masters is their new reprint product.
Oh, really?
Have you heard of this?
Well, I had heard of Iconic Masters, which was iconic cards from the history of Magic.
Yeah, so they're not doing a spoiler season for Iconic Masters. And the pre-release is happening at HasCon.
Oh, wow.
So everyone's going to sit down and open these packs with no idea what's in them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which actually sounds sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I know. And I'm like, oh, that sounds sweet, but we're not going to be able to do that. But once we'll get our hands on some Iconic Masters and do our own thing here. Well,
we could do our own iconic. We could sign up people for our Iconic Masters draft and like put a spoiler moratorium on it. Like no spoiler discussion at the office, no spoiler discussion on the podcast until we've done this draft, and everybody is responsible for like I feel like we could all do this and be mature adults and not spoil it for ourselves, so we could have that experience.
Yeah, that could be difficult, but I think we could do it.
I think we're all responsible enough to not peak.
Yeah, no, I'm not actually worried about. I'm not worried about doing it voluntarily. I'm worried about just like stuff popping up on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously stuff like that you're not going to be able to totally control for, but like
like there's a bunch of stuff you'll be able to guess is in it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like don't go to the Reddit for and like I feel like we would have this draft as soon as we were able to, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
So we'll figure something out. But anyway, that's going to happen at HasCon. But also there are 3 silver bordered, which again I mentioned are like not term legal unless you allow silver bordered stuff within your play group. Like some people have cubes or they are cool with them in Commander. But there's some silver bordered cards that are, they're the ones that they make for fun, for jokes. Like they're holiday cards as well that are going to be available at HasCon and in a set, and they are these, and they're mashups between Magic and other Hasbro properties. So, the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons is in the tradition of Magic swords. It's a 3-mana equipment that equips for 2, and the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons is equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from rogues and from clerics. And whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a 4/4 gold dragon creature token with flying and roll a d20. If you roll a 20, repeat this process. And notice the sword has a giant d20 on the base of the hilt. And the
ampersand?
Yeah, the D&D ampersand as the
that's
hilt.
actually not all that broken compared to other swords. Like it's pretty broken, but it's not as comically broken.
Yeah, the
as
protection from rogues and clerics is largely inconsequential.
Yeah.
But whenever it deals combat damage to a player, get a 4/4. I love that it's gold.
Yep.
Because even though it doesn't need to have a color, so they're like, oh, let's just make it gold.
Yeah.
Because gold dragons.
Yeah, 4/4 gold dragon, and then if you roll 20, if you roll a critical hit, then repeat the process. Grimlock Dinobot Leader. I'm so stoked for this. 1 red, green, white. So 1
Naya.
For a 4/4 legendary artifact creature Autobot. Dinosaurs, vehicles, and other Transformers creatures you control get +2/+0.
Hey, dinosaurs and vehicles is probably, well, I don't know about dinosaurs, but I know
dinosaurs are going to be an Ixalan.
Yeah. Have they confirmed that? Creature type dinosaur?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 relevant people right there.
I just love that it's dinosaurs and vehicles.
Yep.
Well, because Dinobots.
Yeah. And then for 2, convert a Transformers toy you own to its other mode, and Grimlock Dinobot Leader becomes Grimlock Ferocious King. Because of course...
Yeah, Grimlock, me king.
Of course, the card based on a Transformer has to transform. Because otherwise, what's the point? Because transform is a keyword in Magic, so you got to do that. Yeah. We don't know what the back half of this does yet, We don't know what Grimlock Ferocious King does, but spoiler, he's a dinosaur.
You got to make sure that the transformer you bring for that one is one that you can transform pretty quickly.
Yeah. In response, how son of a which way?
You want one of those really crappy ones that the transformation is just like, look, it's a car. Oh, it's standing up now. There's a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want like Ultra Magnus or anything.
Yeah. get called for slow play. Yeah.
There's definitely something we could do in Friday Nights with Matt and his Transformers.
Yeah.
Because Matt legitimately loves Transformers.
Again, I don't have a confirmation that that Grimlock Ferocious King is a dinosaur, but the spoiler was that Grimlock the Transformer turns into a dinosaur, so I don't see how it wouldn't be the same in this case.
He was a T-Rex.
Yeah. Dinobots were rad.
Yeah.
And then Nerf War is 3 blue-red for a sorcery with like a crazy swirly background, which looks awesome. Fire a Nerf blaster until empty at target library from at least 2 meters away.
Meters, interesting.
For each card knocked off that library, put it into its owner's graveyard, and Nerf War deals... Is that half?
That looks like half. Oh no, half damages are back.
Half a damage to that player. Foam darts only. I'll tell you one thing, it's not nothing, says the Goblin Sergeant. So what's... I wonder...
2 meters, how many feet is that?
In the Nerf War meta...
Like 6 feet?
Yeah.
Foam dart. So you couldn't use any of the rival guns that fire the balls.
Right.
So you probably want, I mean, you want like the highest magazine capacity you can get, and
or
like the
do you
best
want
power.
that like huge bow that suits the oversized Nerf darts?
Oh, the mega darts?
Yeah.
You could just obliterate someone's entire library.
Yeah, like with a couple well-placed mega darts, goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, you can get, there's a mega at the top end, there's a mega dart gun that is battery-powered auto-fire, like drum-fed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Crew-operated Nerf weapon replacement.
Just let me, all right, let me just set up my Nerf gun.
So,
like, I'm pretty sure you just mill someone out if you, like, take their whole library.
Finally,
bring us to a vintage match.
This is the mill payload right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyway, these are great. And I'm excited to I'm excited to see these at or figure out how to get my hands on one of these if I'm not going to HasCon. They're part of the there's like it's really expensive. There's this Magic the Gathering super fan bundle for HasCon that's actually like irrationally expensive. It's $600. What it gets you is 2 entries into Iconic Masters Advanced Release events, which individually are $60.
Okay, so $120.
Those 3 promo cards.
Those are going to be expensive.
Which will they'll be worth an amount of money after the fact.
Yes.
You get into the Magic the Gathering 25th Anniversary Party featuring Ixalan preview cards, a goodie bag featuring booster packs, Ultra Pro merchandise, HasCon merch, and more. Entry to 1 VIP-only autograph session with Mark Rosewater, Alexi
Bricklaw?
Yeah, Alexi Bricklaw, Tyler Jacobs, and more. Access to VIP lounge with comfy chairs. Comfy chairs! Charging stations.
As opposed to the spikes we have all the plebes sit on.
Charging stations, light snacks, which is always... The term light snacks
It's like we went and raided the Costco, like, snack section.
Yeah, it's like we have balls of melon and crackers and cheese.
And if you're lucky, pretzels. Oh, the pretzels are gone now. That's the one, Paul. Yeah, that one. That's the one you want to use.
Pretzels are like a god tier snack, though, so I understand why they go quickly.
Reserved
Maybe
seat.
they'll have apple crack.
Reserved seat for the Magic the Gathering anniversary panel.
This is getting sweeter all the time. I want that apple crack.
Access to the VIP early lineups and a guaranteed reserve seat for the main panel. But I still don't think it's worth $600.
I mean, if you really want to do all these things and you don't have tons of time to wait in line and you want like a comfortable, like, I can see how somebody could personally justify this expense. But it's $600 is a lot of money. So you do you, fam, though. If you think that's $600 is worth your time for a place where you can sit and charge your phone and not like and just like get a private moment because it's going to be a huge busy convention with probably a lot of kids around.
That's a good
then you
point.
spend that money.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Like, because it's not going to be like PAX where it's like adults wandering the halls. There's going to be lots of teenagers and children, because children love many of these Hasbro brands.
There's also
If your kid tolerance is low.
there's also for $15, they're going to be having anniversary drafts, which is special booster drafts featuring packs from past and present sets. Because again, it's going to be the 25th anniversary of Magic, so it's the whole thing.
I bet those will be sweet sets too, not like, hey, it's
If
three
you go,
cats
let
of
us know how it is.
Avacyn Reborn.
Yeah.
Or what is it? What Avacyn?
Avacyn Restored.
Avacyn Restored.
Yeah.
3 packs of Avacyn Restored. Ugh.
3 packs of 8th Ed.
Ugh. How about a pack of 8th Ed, a pack of Avacyn Restored, and what was like the other like most like boring, like not bad, but just like maybe not the most exciting set to draft. Just champions. Champions on its own.
Yeah.
I
Or
mean, at least
Saviors.
Avacyn Restored had that Thatcher's Revolt deck with Gold Knight Commander, where you just like live the dream and swing for 18 on like turn 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that deck. That was fun. In other news.
So still more news. God, that was only item 1 on our news agenda.
Yeah. The 2018 Pro Tour schedule.
Yeah, they've made some changes to it.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that they're uncoupling the Pro Tour from the set releases.
Interesting.
So, because currently it's like Amonkhet comes out, and then however many weeks later is Pro Tour Amonkhet, and then Hour of Devastation comes out, and however many weeks later is Pro Tour Hour of Devastation. So they're uncoupling them from that so that the dates won't necessarily have any relation to when sets are released.
Okay.
That's interesting from a deck building point of view, because they'll be like, if obviously, because right now there's like the mad scramble, but like pros are like, all right, the new set's out. What do we think is going to be relevant? Like, how quickly can we test these things and get decks together to take advantage of the new cards, even though we're not entirely sure how things interact yet. So
the formats. This is interesting because for the past couple of years, every Pro Tour has had the same format, which is 3 rounds of booster draft, 6 rounds of standard, 6 rounds, 5 rounds. Uh-oh.
Oh.
some rounds of standard.
4 rounds?
Move on.
Okay.
Paul's looking it up. I can hear the typing.
Anyway, the point is booster draft and standard, booster draft and standard, and then standard for the top 8.
Yeah.
Right.
That's been every Pro Tour for the past several years. So 2 of the Pro Tours in 2018 are going to be draft and standard. One of them is going to be draft and modern. The return of the modern Pro Tour. It's interesting when. I
mean, modern's had quite a few shakeups in the past couple of years too. So
yeah, and it seems to be in a pretty good spot. And people were worried that because they're doing another modern Pro Tour, that Wizards is going to be tempted to then do more bannings to freshen the format up. And Wizards has said that they will not do that. Well, they've said no guarantees that we don't take stuff into account for bannings, but that they will not be doing any bannings for the sake of shaking things up.
Right. I would argue that Modern's actually seen quite a few changes recently.
Yeah, Modern's I am told, I don't play Modern. Do you play Modern? Let us know in the comments. I don't play Modern. I'm told it's actually in a pretty good spot right now in terms of like health of the format.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I would definitely say sort of a clump of deck archetypes were extremely dominant, and that is not the case anymore, as far as I know. From what I know about Modern, I don't play it, but I sort of try to... I have to keep up on these things for Rating Friday nights, right?
Yeah.
For Amonkhet, it was each day was 3 rounds booster draft with 5 rounds of standard.
5 rounds, okay.
You were right. You doubted yourself, Graham.
I did.
And it's the same on each day.
Yeah. So yeah, this will be a booster draft in the morning and then 5 rounds of Modern. So, but yeah, when they originally removed the Modern Pro Tour, there was a big. They tried to do it once, and there was a big pushback from players, way more so than pros. Pros, by and large, at the time at least, were fine with it because they didn't like testing for Modern.
Right.
But
there's just so many more variables when you have to test for Modern, right?
Yeah, but viewers, even though Modern wasn't necessarily as popular of a format with the players then as it is now, were like, no, how could you take that away?
Yeah, Modern is super fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, look at those two wacky interactions. Like, look at this crazy deck that just came out of nowhere that I never would have thought did anything. And, like, you know, not everybody's running a crazy rogue brew, but sometimes it's just kind of, like, super interesting to see, like, a really good modern deck just kick off, like, just tick over perfectly like a well-oiled machine. Like, when somebody's just playing Affinity perfectly, it's fun to watch.
So generally speaking, people are pretty happy to see the return of a modern Pro Tour, because now that modern is so much more popular. And then the fourth GP or Pro Tour in 2018 is going to be Team Trios Constructed.
What's that?
Which is each player on a registered trio will compete with a legal standard, modern, and legacy deck.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Peach Garden Oath.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
This is their jam.
Yeah. That's the team of William Jensen, Reed Duke, and Owen Turtenwald, which is they're unstoppable, basically.
Owen Turtenwald, last year's Hall of Fame inductee, or Player of the Year.
Both?
Both?
I can't remember. Player of the Year, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were talking on the Pro Tour last night after, because again, William Jensen faced Reed Duke because they were both doing equally well.
Yeah, William Jensen, who just won GP Kyoto.
Just won GP Kyoto last week. Prior to that, won the Team GP with Reed and Owen at Cleveland. It's on a bit of a heater.
Yeah.
I like that he did very, very well in the game many years prior, and then was potentially going to be on the Hall of Fame ballot. And people were like, yeah, but I mean, what has he done lately? And he was like, oh, well, okay.
Okay, well, you asked for it.
And just
went out and crushed.
Daddy's home.
Yeah, just showed up, started taking events down, and people were like, oh.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then voted him in the Hall of Fame, and he's like, cool, I'm actually not going to stop, though. And it just kept going. He hasn't stopped since.
No, he's such a good player, though.
Yeah.
Called down the thunder.
Yeah.
And do you have a chance to watch any of his matches on, like, replays or the YouTube channel? Like, oh my God, he always plays, like, obviously because he's winning, but he plays so tight. And it's just, and his decks are just like, just waits for that perfect opportunity and just learn a lot by watching good players.
And the upcoming, also the 2017 World Championships are going to be in October 6th and 8th, and the formats are standard and booster draft, and it's going to be Ixalan booster draft for the first time on the professional stage, according to the Wizards.
An Ixalan booster draft? Yes, because the set will be new.
Yeah, and then, but there is also, where is it? Pro Tour Magic 25.
Ooh, right. Yes, 25th
right.
anniversary.
Yes, the Pro Tour 25th anniversary, which is in Minneapolis. Right, that's the team trios. That's the team constructed. Pro Tour 25th anniversary, August 3rd to 5th, 2018, with a prize pool of $1 million. Yeah.
Damn.
So
that's a lot of money. Now, obviously, that's not $1 million to the winning team.
No, but usually the I think the prize pool it's less than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Because normally, if you win the Pro Tour, is it $40,000?
Yeah, $40,000.
I mean, it's no small amount of money.
No. But yeah, that's pretty exciting. I like when this article was released, a lot of people were talking about how Pro Tours are being uncoupled from sets, and how Modern is back, and the Team Trios thing is really cool, and talking about all these different variables. And then I saw someone, I think it was Jeremy Knoll from Star City, was like, I think someone buried the lead, and it was just a screenshot of the $1 million prize pool for Pro Tour 25.
But I mean, is that the Team Trios one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it's got to be bigger because you can't split $40,000 between your winning trio, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, I mean, maybe like, oh God, can you imagine if first prize was $150,000? So it's like $50,000 each.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
Because I mean that, and then you start going down, so that eats up your $1 million pretty quickly. But that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. How is the legacy metagame shaken out since the top banning?
I have no idea.
That I cannot wrap my head much around Legacy.
So yeah, that was most of the relevant Pro Tour news, and
Exciting.
Yeah. Then the other thing.
Well, I'm just really excited for GP Vegas, which was announced.
Oh yeah. They're doing another GP Vegas next year rather than every 2 years.
Oh wow.
And it's going to be it's not 3 GPs this time. It's only 2, but it's
I mean, still
limited and modern.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
interesting.
So that'll be fun. GP Vegas was definitely a lot of fun this year, and hopefully it continues to be so. Again, we've only been to the 2 of them, but they've been great. So, and you said that was on your birthday too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my birthday weekend.
Tempting.
Tempting.
So, and then one other fun thing is that at Comic-Con, Mark Rosewater had a panel about Unstable. And so there's a little bit of publicly known information about Unstable.
Ooh, very exciting.
That hasn't a recording of the panel hasn't gone up, and a lot of this hasn't been released elsewhere. But there's some photos from the panel, and it's something
First-person reports.
Something he said out loud in public. So yeah, so Unstable. This is very interesting. They're going a different direction than they have
with previous unsets.
To make it a little more coherent. A little, it's still very goofy and silly and jokey, but it's also sort of, it feels more like it exists within the world of Magic, right?
Right.
As somebody who's actually done an unset draft, yay.
Yeah.
Because the cards are always like really fun to read, and then like if you've actually played an unset, the gameplay tends to fall down. Like it's really funny to like stop your game and then play a sub game under the table, but it's actually takes forever and it's irritating, and the mechanics like it's difficult to keep track of things.
Apparently
like Half-Lives and stuff.
Apparently the feeling of the draft has more in common with Conspiracy than previous unsets.
Sign me up.
Right? Like there's still a bunch of goofy things.
Right.
But it's designed to be still like a fun draft experience.
Well, that's really cool because I think Conspiracy taught us that, like Conspiracy drafts were definitely not like, that's obviously, it was, a serious, legitimate format, but because you had the Draft Matters cards and stuff like that, it was a little bit more wacky and a little bit more fun, and Conspiracy's a blast.
Yeah.
Like, it's super fun to sort of play with the rules a little bit, so I'm actually really excited to hear that.
And there will be some number of black border cards in Unstable.
Really?
With the silver border cards.
Does that mean that those will be, some number are lands?
Well, so there will be lands.
Yes.
There's rumors about what the lands will, because again, we were talking about Unhinged and how like the full art lands is some of the most sought after cards in that set, and so people are curious about what how they'll make the lands, the basic lands, like desirable. One of the theories, again, this is pure rumor, is that they will actually be borderless.
Yeah, that would be really exciting.
Just
I saw that.
Full bleed
wall to wall,
right to the edge, which could be really interesting. But so one of the black border cards in Unstable is Steamflogger Boss, which is a card from Future Sight that people have been wondering about for years. It is a goblin rigger, and it has this weird line of text that it's other. I know, right?
I'm so excited.
Other rigger creatures you control get +1/+1 and have haste. And it's like, okay, what?
+1/+0 and haste.
Sorry, +1/+0 and haste. So it's a 3/3 for 3 and a red. Other rigger creatures, of which there's like 1, and it's been oracled that way. But then it has this other line of text. If a rigger you control would assemble a contraption, it assembles 2 contraptions instead.
Oh, that's what they mean by some black bordered cards, because this is already a black bordered card,
exactly.
so it has to be black bordered in the set.
So everyone for years has been like, what does that mean? Like what's a contraption? What does assemble mean? Why does this card exist? And they just made it brief history aside. The set Future Sight was meant to be, these are cards from Magic's future, which is why there's the crazy card frame was meant to be like, this is what Magic will look like in the future. And so the sort of the in-universe like joke, almost for wrestling terms, almost the kayfabe of Future Sight, is that every card in Future Sight will eventually be printed, right?
Well, I mean, like, what was the one that actually finally showed up in Amonkhet?
Mind Sensor.
Yeah,
Aven Mind Sensor.
Aven Mind Sensor.
Right.
So
Aven Mind
stuff like
Sensor
that.
previously had only been seen in a Future Sight frame, and Tarmogoyf
Yeah, Tarmogoyf
was first printed in a reprint set.
Yes.
Modern Masters.
Yeah, it's like the time machine in Babylon 5.
Yeah.
That comes from the future.
Yeah.
And has no actual manufacturer. Tarmogoyf has no actual set. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
So it's so Steamplugger Boss was first printed in Unstable. And then through the time paradox, we first saw it in Future Sight. That's the sort of the joke about the cards from Future Sight. So everyone's always happy when one of those loops gets closed and we get a card from Future Sight finally printed for real. I was surprised, for example, to see Tombstalker not get reprinted in when Delve was back, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, perfect, Tombstalker can get reprinted. No.
It was probably, they probably thought about it and was like, too powerful.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway,
5/5 flyer for 2.
but ever since Future Sight, people have been wondering, like, what does any of this card mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just a 3/3 for 4 that, like, buffs other Steamflogger bosses, I guess. Oh, right, no, Tombstalker was in one of the Modern Master sets.
It was
right,
in the
right,
first
right.
Modern Masters.
Okay,
Right,
so we
okay.
got that one out of the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Next up, spin
That is too
spin
powerful
into
to go
Myth.
into, like, even if you printed it Mythic, and, like, for, like, limited.
Like, in Canadian Highlander, people run Tombstalker and they run Bob in the same deck.
Damn.
Right? Like, that's how good this card is.
Living on the edge.
Right?
Anyway,
Because it's just like a good aggro card.
Yeah, well, I was saying, like, maybe, like, they might, like, it might not have been in, like, cons because, wait, Delve, cons. Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Cons of Tarkir,
I
yeah.
was getting confused for a second just because they're
let's
like,
barrel back to
They probably tested and were like, no.
Unstable. So,
Yes.
Steamflogger Boss is in Unstable, and Mark Rosewater at this panel confirmed that, yes, contraptions have finally been solved. You will assemble contraptions in Unstable, still have no idea what that means.
Yay! That's big news.
Yeah. But what's interesting, that's the other rigger, yeah. Moriok rigger. What's interesting is that, now, of course, Steamflogger Boss is a reprint. We don't know if the other Black Border cards in Unstable are also reprints, or if they're new, because a new Black Border card in Unstable would be legal in Modern or Commander. Like, they'd be legal in other sets.
Yeah, not in standard.
Not standard.
But
Would they be legal in Modern, or would
Yeah.
it be like Conspiracy?
Cards from Conspiracy are legal in Modern.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, people are using, like, Monarch cards.
and Dak,
Oh,
remember
right,
Dak
yeah.
Faden and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, so that's interesting. The bullet points for things to expect in Unstable, again, from Mark Rosewater's Comic-Con panel, are squirrels.
Yeah, apparently we'll get a non-legendary Squirrel Lord.
Finally. That's what the tribe's been. That's what's really been holding back. That is the
Yeah,
squirrels
it's a
as
legacy
tribe.
playable. Yeah, legacy relevant.
Full art basic lands in some manner. Contraptions. A cohesive creative direction.
See earlier comments about sets being funny but not fun to draft.
It is draftable by itself, and foil tokens.
Ooh.
And he showed off there are 5 the 5 ally color pairs
Ooh.
are factions in whatever weird plane this takes place on. So white blue is the Order of the Widgets, which is some sort of
Like Artifact Matters set?
yeah, some kind of like steampunky looking robot. Like the key art, there's nothing really good to show. It's just photographs from this panel, but it's like it looks like a robotic like Bobby. He's got like a club and a police hat and a big beard.
That's white red,
No, that's white blue.
white blue. Interesting. You'd think
There's on Mark Rosewater's blog, there's a description of them,
Oh,
of
please.
each faction.
What's the Order of the Widgets?
This is the Cyborg faction. They are like Esper, but without any self-control. They use their inventions to constantly improve themselves. if you don't need a toaster if you can replace your hand with a toaster.
Nice.
They take self-improvement to an absurd degree.
Cool. Blue-black is the Agents of Sneak, and that's an initialism, SNEAK. What does it say about the Agents of Sneak?
This faction is the spies.
Yeah.
They use their inventions for elaborate spy devices. The problem is they are, for the most part, awful spies, using gadgets wherever and whenever they can, often not when not remotely called for.
So
the Maxwell Smart.
The Boris and Natasha of the
I was going to
world.
say the art for this looks like Inspector Gadget.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
He's got like a harpoon with a propeller on it. Red-black is the League of Dastardly Doom.
Legion of Dastardly Doom, I think.
Oh, it says League on this one.
Oh, I don't know.
He probably misspelled it on the slide.
This faction is the supervillains. They use their inventions for death rays, weather control devices, and apocalypse machines. They want to rule the world, but are constantly fighting as to who gets to destroy the world first.
Awesome.
Incompetence.
Red-green is the Goblin Explosioneers.
This faction is the Goblins. It includes steam floggers.
Nice.
These goblins love making contraptions and are slightly obsessed with hammers. Their style is slapping things together to see if cool things can happen. And when they don't explode, sometimes they do.
And finally, the green-white is Crossbreed Labs.
This
Is
faction,
that a spider monkey?
Yeah.
this faction is obsessed with using their inventions to alter
Actual
biology.
spider monkey.
They are all made of hybrids of different animals. Part monkey, part spider, part leopard. Sounds good. This faction mixes and matches all sorts of different animals in its quest for self-improvement.
Yeah, the spider monkey, because the spider monkey is a real thing. It's a monkey. It's like a centaur or like a
Drider.
Thank you. It's like a drider from D&D. It's like spider butt and spider legs, but then like a monkey torso coming out of the front of it.
And a leopard's tail.
And a leopard's tail. And again in the art, this spider monkey also is wearing a lab coat and goggles and about to drink something out of a Erlenmeyer flask.
That'll end well.
I don't know if they're trying to cure whatever's happened to them or trying to make it better.
He also says that in addition to contraptions, there is a second named mechanic.
Oh.
Cool.
It's something we've been trying to solve for years, and the flexibility of Silver Border finally found a way to do it.
Oh, that's really exciting. This seems like a great set for like magic dorks.
Yeah. Zim, you made the fires worse. Worse or better.
Well, and
This
I
is the
mean,
Invader Zim set.
Yeah.
Mark Rosewater has, has been totally open about the fact that in often cases the unsets are sort of experiments that later turn into real cards.
Well, he said that, like at least he's been working on Unstable since like 2011, and he said during that time they've like at least one card has been quote lost to
An actual set.
an actual set.
Oh wow, I'd love to find out what card that was. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll become apparent.
I assume that they'll talk about that at some point, but
And there are a few mechanics and cards that were originally in unsets that have turned into real cards.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the what was it? The Cheese Stands Alone from Unglued, I think, is later got functionally reprinted as a real card in a real set.
What does that card do?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, so the Cheese Stands Alone is 4 white for an enchantment. If you control no cards in play other than the Cheese Stands Alone and have no cards in your hand, you win the game. And I don't remember the name of the card, but there's an actual magic card. Yeah, there it is, Barren Glory. It's exactly the same.
Oh, this is where they actually like shadow spoiled planeswalkers.
Really?
It's the planeswalker symbol.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
The,
that's so cool. So yeah, it's 4 white enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control no permanents other than Barren Glory and have no cards in your hand, you win the game. But it is exactly the Cheese Stands Alone. But they were like, wait, we could just do that. That's not even that weird. If you just don't call it the Cheese Stands Alone.
Also, Cheese Stands Alone doesn't wait till your upkeep, so it's strictly better.
Oh, you're right. It's not a functional reprint.
Yeah,
You're right.
Cheese Stands Alone is a state-based effect.
I will put myself into the strictly better ocean. Oh, and the expansion symbol for Unstable is like a wrench but like a normal wrench at one end, and then where you'd have like the ratchet ring on the other end is the shape of an acorn.
For the squirrels.
Because squirrels. So. Oh, also the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons will be in Unstable as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Nice.
But
So
not the
that's
other
fun.
two?
Maybe he and this is again from Mark Rosewater's blog. He was talking about, he mentioned that there'll be a Nerf card and a Transformers card and the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, which will also be in Unstable. He didn't say the other ones wouldn't be, but he only said that I think it's implied that only the
So
Sword.
it gives you a chance to get those cards. Probably not with the fancy has.
Well,
kind
that
it's like
one.
A
I don't think the
special-
other two will be. I don't think Nerf.
Maybe
or
we'll get
Grimlock are
Optimus
gonna be.
Prime instead of Grimlock.
Ooh.
That would be rad.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it, but that'd be awesome. I mean, I would say I kind of doubt it, but the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons is going in, so who the hell knows?
Or maybe we'll get Megatron as a Legion of Doom. Or
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. No, actually, it would be better as Starscream.
Oh yes, and then Starscream can fail you for the last time.
Yeah.
Again and again.
Again, over and over and over.
So in terms of black border cards, this is what he wrote on Mark Rosewater in his blog.
This, by the way, it's the Blogatog. It's Mark Rosewater has a very open Q&A on Tumblr where he fields a lot of questions from very angry people.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can find out a lot of interesting sort of behind the scenes stuff if you check it out. But yeah, what's he say about the black border cards?
So this is July 23rd.
Okay, that's only like
a couple days ago.
5
days
five
ago.
days ago, yeah.
So it said, the set will have contraptions. I figured out a way to do a fun and flavorful. I figured out a fun and flavorful way to do them, but it was a bit much for black border. I consider it to be a home run execution. Steam Flogger Boss is in the set. It appears once on the land sheet. It was the only way to make a black border card in the set. Only the basic lands and Steam Flogger Boss will be eternally playable.
Oh, okay.
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 All the creatures in the set that assemble contraptions are also riggers.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm glad that we established that in this episode. If y'all could just delete whatever angry comment you were writing,
Yep.
I would appreciate that, because we're not above making mistakes here. Apparently,
Oh, we're absolutely not above making mistakes around here.
apparently Ben got a little confused on the order of operations for when you cast something on and you have a thing in the ice on the last episode.
Oh.
Because it's on the cast trigger, so it's you
it's a
cast
cast
it
trigger,
and then
okay.
the transform happens and then whatever resolves. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I'm glad we got that out there in the episode. Okay, so it's only Steam Flogger Boss. Okay. Well, that would have been interesting, but I'm also just happy that it's all just silver bordered nonsense now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess rigger is just the subtype that assembles contraptions.
And so so it will be all the lands and Steam Flogger Boss or not all the lands, but the basics.
Yeah.
And I guess the other thing is there'll be foil tokens, which you can use. I mean,
Foil
as much as you
squirrels.
use any tokens.
Oh no.
Foil squirrels.
How is Alex going to reconcile this? He loves tokens.
Yeah.
But he
doesn't like
doesn't like foils.
There will be foil tokens.
It's not that he hates foils, it's just that he knows that foils is a slippery slope at which he will never emerge.
Yeah, so he doesn't foil out any of his Highlander stuff. Like he
Well,
doesn't,
also because he plays with a lot of old cards that
Aren't
don't
available.
aren't available
Yeah.
in foil, and the foiling process is when you're looking at like Highlander with cards from like spanning however many years, the foiling processes are so different, so it's inconsistent. So he just doesn't use foils. So now it's like, but now what? Now what? Alex.
Yeah, the foil tokens, both for tokens produced by cards in the set and for popular tribes that we felt players would like.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's spicy. I like that. Cool. Well.
Okay.
So there you go. HasCon promos.
Changes to the Pro Tour.
Changes to the Pro Tour and some information on Unstable. And many people, by the way, have been asking us if we're going to do a pre-release for Unstable. We would love to. We don't know yet. We're hoping to. We're working on it, but nothing is confirmed yet. And everyone's been like, oh man, if you guys do a PPR for Unstable, you have to try and get Mark Rosewater up there, as if that's something we haven't immediately thought of.
Yeah.
Again, we're trying. You'll be the, well, hang on, how many of us are there? You'll be like the 20th or so people to know.
Yeah. Like outside of Wizards and then us.
Yeah. If it happens, you'll know.
Yeah, but he's a busy guy, so like don't like hold your breath or anything like that. But we'd like that to happen.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for this week. As a reminder, big shout-outs to cardkingdom.com/LRR for sponsoring this show and also our Magic streams on Thursdays. And big shout-outs to you and your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun or our Twitch channel for helping us bring you this content.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without you, literally.
So that's gonna do it for this week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye. Bye.